Yeah, trap. Yeah, trap. See them girls? See them girls? See them girls? Hey, hey, hey. Happy Tuesday. I'm just now getting ready to eat. It is 6:28. Last night I could not sleep and I started to get hungry, so I made me a grilled cheese. I had some strawberries and these little I don't know what type of I think they're from Siete, like little chips. But that probably was about 2 o'clock this morning, so I wasn't hungry when I got up. So I basically been fasting for a little over 16 hours. I have a small organic sweet potato right here, and then this is a 1 pound ribeye, so I'm gonna eat that. I made a second. I made a porterhouse steak as well, so if I get hungry later, I also have my yogurt with my granola here. So if I get hungry later, I can eat some of that steak if my son don't eat it all. Today was a good day. Today was a surprise with my weight loss, fat loss, whatever you want to call it. The scale ain't been too good to your girl. And I didn't do really good job with measuring. I didn't have a measuring tape when I left to go on my sabbatical. And probably, I don't know, a month after, the first picture I took was July 21st. So I want to say a month after sometime, I said, well, let me start taking pictures. Because like I said, that scale was going up and down like a roller coaster. And I have 2 pairs of jeans when I'm working out to lose weight, trying to change my lifestyle. I have 2 pairs of jeans that I will put on to see if I really am making any progress, because the scale is not showing me anything. And I just did that little scan with the gym last Monday when I joined. So I don't go for another scan for 30 days. So I said, let me pull out these 2 pairs of pants to see where I'm at, because I could tell you one pair is from Fashion Over. I was never able to fit them. I was never able to fit them. I came close around COVID, because during that time I lost 41 pounds. I was working out and I lost 41 pounds, and I was almost back into them. I was able to get them on and struggled to button them up, but that was about it. I never actually wore them. And then not too long after that, holiday came and I fell off the wagon, and little by little the weight came back, and here we are today. I tried to jump back on the wagon several times and was not able to get back on. So here we are today. And then the other pair I've had for some years, but I love those jeans. But honey, let me tell you, when I put the weight back on, they barely could get up my thighs. And so those pair of jeans, it was from American Eagle. Whenever I'm not seeing on the scale, or even just like with the tape measure, or just looking in the mirror, I'm like, okay, I'm working out, I'm eating good. What the hell is going on? I will go get those jeans out the closet, because I know I cannot fit them. Like I said, they barely get up my thighs, forget over the hips. So I go get those out the closet, and if I could get those on, I'll be like, oh shit. So I went and got those 2 pair out of the closet. The first pair was the American Eagle, and child, I'm gonna insert the video, but when I tell you, It totally changed my mood today, and this whole lifestyle change and trying to get healthy and just being happy to see that my work in the gym is paying off. I was so happy. I not only was I able to get those jeans up, but I was able to button them up without having to suck in my stomach and hopping all around or whatever. And I was like, do tell. Then I put on a pair from Fashion Nova that I was never able to fit. And I was able to get them on. They're not buttoning up or zipping up yet, but I was able to get them on and pull them up. So we are on our way, and I was just so happy because me and my husband had this thing going where we said October 1st. So let's go back. Okay, so he went for his physical, his yearly physical, and for the second year in a row, his A1C was borderline pre-diabetic, and so he wasn't happy about it, which I wouldn't blame him because who wants to be diabetic? And so they have been trying to get him to take these statins, and I said, "You're not taking a statin. You're not even diabetic. You're borderline." I said, "What you need to do is just change up how you're eating." He works out 5 days a week. The man get up at 4:30 in the morning to get into work, to go work out first and have his quiet time with the Lord before he start work. So he works out 5 days a week. So that's not no problem, him being fit. He's physically fit. So it's his eating habits, and he's not a junky eater. But he do have a tendency, like us all, to, you know, have bad eating, especially during the season, where, they have all of these desserts and things of that nature. So I say you're just going to have to change up some things. The workout part, you already got that. That's a non-negotiable for him, is not working out. Is for his health. Heart disease do run in his family, and his dad passed away from heart disease. So he's very diligent on just making sure he stays fit. So he said in October, that's 3 months, because your A1C is your past 3 months of your eating and whatever else. And so he said October 1st, he was like, I want to be down, 15 pounds. He's not overweight or anything like that, but, he said he wants to be down about 10, 15 pounds. And then he's going to test his blood work for his A1C to be where he is. And we've had some days, where the eating just wasn't good. And on top of that, one of his things that he didn't want to cut was on Sundays before church, he goes to this shop, this pastry shop. They know him in there and everything. They put his little pastries aside for him so they won't sell out, because they only make these danishes on Sundays. And so he gets 2 danishes. He eats one on Sunday morning with his tea, and then he eats one on Friday. He saved the second one for Friday. So he was like, "I'm not giving up my danishes." I said, "Okay." Well, you might have to give up your danishes, but I said clean up everything else and then retake your blood and see where your A1C is. But I said, I just want to warn you, if it's not where you want it to be with everything that you have changed, them danishes might have to go, or you might have to maybe just do one a week opposed to 2 a week. You literally eating a second one within 2 days of each other. I said, so I'm just letting you know that. But, I gave him a little plan because I'm good at that type of stuff. When it comes to, change of lifestyle, sometimes a lot of times I just don't follow my own plan. But I could help you lose some weight and get healthy. That's one of the gifts I do have. So he started doing it, but again, it was times where we went out and had a cheat meal, or for whatever reason, they're back in season, so now they're going out of town. He has to eat what's there that's being served, and things like that. That's one of the things of traveling when you're trying to eat healthy. It's so hard to do. Um, so he the first month or so he lost weight. He lost about 5-6 pounds, but then after that he didn't see anything. And so I said, you know what? I said you might have to start tracking your food, because personally, um, I don't think you're eating enough. And that's one of the things where people are trying to lose weight. They start eating less and less and less. And what happens is your body starts to shut down because it doesn't know when you're going to eat again. So it starts to hold on to everything. And with women, you'll really see it if you're taking your calories down too low, because it'll start to mess with your hormones. Your hair start falling out and breaking off. Your period will stop if you have a period. Your hormones is just going wonky. And so I say, to me, you're not eating enough. If my sustainable calories is 2,600, and you're a man and you're working out like you're working out every day, 5 days a week, whatever, your maintenance calories is probably like 3,500, 3,000, and you looking like you eating, because he don't eat breakfast. He has his keto chow shake, and then he was saying sometimes he get a little hungry, and so I said, why don't you take like some meat and eat the meat, or do 2 keto chow shakes and a dinner. And he said he don't want to do that. He rather just take a snack. So what he do is he take like pepperoni, cheese, an egg or some fruit or something like that as his snack, and then he eats his dinner when he comes home. And so I told him on October 1st, which is tomorrow, I said, go ahead and redo your blood test. Redo your blood test just to kind of see where you at. But I said what's probably going to have to happen is you're going to need to track your food. And if your A1C has not changed, you're going to need to track your food. And you're going to have to cut out one of them Danishes. It might have to be a thing of just one a week. I said, but go ahead and take the blood test just to kind of see if anything has changed, being that you only dropped like maybe 7 pounds or so. And so, that's what I told him. He was like, well, I might as well just take the statin. I said, why would you want to do that? I was like, that stuff will cause more issues than you just changing your diet, to be a little bit stricter. See, the thing with statins is the only people that this one heart doctor, he's in the keto carnivore community. He's a heart surgeon, and he has a book that's saying how to stay off my surgery table. He said the only people he gives statins to or recommends statins to is for people that don't want to change their lifestyle. So if you want to keep eating junky, you don't want to work out or do any of that, then he'll give you a statin, because you're not willing to do what needs to be done to have good heart health and to be healthier. He said those are the only people who he give a statin to. That stuff is no good. You better off just changing your lifestyle before you get on a statin. So I said, your non-negotiable, everybody has a non-negotiable. My one non-negotiable is my gum. I don't care if I ain't got no teeth, I'm chewing my gum. I don't care if I'm diabetic, I'm chewing my gum. I will change everything else, but I'm going to have my gum. That's like the only thing I got left is my gum. So I said, if you want your Danish to be your one non-negotiable, just do it once a week. Everything else has to be clean. There's no cheat meals. You have to start tracking your calories just to kind of see where you are, when it comes to what your macros are, or every day what you're taking in and what could be affecting your A1C these past couple of years. And so for me, I was just like, I'm just going to keep going because, like I said, the scale has been going up, down, up, down. At one point, I got to 230. I ain't seen 230 in a few weeks, probably like a month. So when I got on that scan, it said I was 237. Now, I don't know if it takes off the clothes. I did have to take my shoes off. I didn't have on any socks. So they say take off your shoes and your socks. So I don't know if it takes away the weight of the clothes, my workout clothes I had on. Normally when you weigh yourself, if you want your true weight, you weigh yourself first thing in the morning naked before you start drinking and all of that stuff. You use the bathroom and you go and weigh yourself naked. That's how you get your true weight. So I'm thinking the 237 was my true weight. I got on the scale the other day and I was down to 234. And then I weighed myself again, I think on Sunday, and I was 233. So my weight is starting to come down. But I was just like, 234 is where I started when we both got together to do this thing. So I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a October 1st. Yeah, I said I'm gonna just keep going because October 1st then is coming and whatever. But for whatever reason today, I just said, let me try these jeans on just for the hell of it. And damn it, y'all, I was able to get them jeans on, zip them up, button them up, was comfortable and everything. And in the video I'm going to post with this, y'all will see I have not put those jeans on since about 2020 when I lost that weight during COVID. That was the last time I probably, around that time, the late 2021, because it was November of 2021, I was at the mall and I was Christmas shopping. And I want to say around that time, maybe early 2021, before I put the weight back on, because it was around holiday time. And I want to say once holidays come and I go off the rail, we going out of town, and it's just like, I'm going to get back on once the holidays is over, and then you never get back on. And then it's just like, whatever. I done lost a lot of weight, and the weight is just starts creeping back on. And again, I tried to get back on, and it just didn't work. I wasn't ready. I wasn't tired of being tired. So I want to say 2020, maybe early 2021 was probably around the last time I put those jeans on. I was even able to fit them. So with that being said, October 1st was actually a win for me, even though I don't see it much on the scale. But I said when I first started my lifestyle change is that I don't really care about weight loss. What I care about is fat loss, because that's what you see is fat. You can be physically fit and the scale not change and be the same size, but your body composition will change. And so that's what I'm looking for my body composition to change. If I lose weight, it's all good, but I want this fat off. And I'm starting to see it, and you will see it too in the pictures. And that's why I started lifting weights and just going heavy with the weights and things like that, because I want this fat off of me. My lean muscle mass is high, so I have the muscles there. I'm building the muscles, but you can't see it because of the fat. So I need to get the fat off, but it's starting to come through. It's starting to come through. And so I do have some ways to go because according to that scan, I am 37% body fat, which I don't want. I want to get that down. The lowest body fat I've ever been, and this was about maybe 20 years ago. I did the Body for Life, no, probably like 23 years ago because I didn't have my third son, my third baby. I found out I was pregnant with him when I, right, the week that I finished the Body for Life. But I got down to about 15% body fat. Um, so I'm not saying that I'm aiming for 15% body fat now, but if I could get down to like 20%, 25%, your girl is good. Your girl is good. If I could get down to 25% body fat and get these muscles to showing, your girl would be good. So, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So I'm happy I was able to see, um, just able to see that progress by putting on some two pair of jeans. That one pair never fit me, and the second pair wasn't even able to get them things past my thighs. I can't even say when the last time I tried them on. To be quite honest with you, I don't even remember trying them on when the last time I tried them on because I already knew I couldn't fit them. But yeah, so it'll go up tomorrow with some pictures and stuff. I just wanted to get to this point, this 3 month point of me working out before I started showing pictures and things of that nature. So I will see y'all in the next video. Please give me a thumbs up when you come in, dialogue with me, tell me what you think. Um, and welcome because I was so rude and didn't say welcome, 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 welcome. Subscribe, click that notification bell, and look through my playlist to see what other things we share and comment. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Wow. You know, the last time I think I wore these jeans was during COVID. I lost around 41 pounds. Um, and I found the picture. Can I turn my camera? I took a picture. Where did I go? I went to Louis Vuitton, I think. I bought something from Louis Vuitton and I took a picture. This was November 24th, 2020. I'm trying to turn my camera around. Hold on. So this is my Instagram. This was around the last time that I was able to put these jeans on. They don't have a lot of stretch, but they have some, but not a lot. But wow, 2020. And I keep these pants to show me if I'm losing weight, if the scale is not saying anything. And so I said, let me pull out Old Faithful to really see, because I couldn't even get these things up past my hips. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. If I had tried this a month ago, they would not have gone on. Are you kidding me? Y'all, don't pay attention to the scale, because my scale has not moved much of anything, but I knew I was losing body fat because my husband seen it. You know, I started taking pictures, but when I got back from my sabbatical, my friend said, I see it all in your upper body, your stomach, everything that you know, how your body has changed. So don't be discouraged. Just keep holding on and you'll see it. It'll come. It's a hard work, but it'll come. Bye. This is Lashawnterry signing off, child. Because I got to get to the gym. Peace.